Your cat just bit you, and I need you to stop whatever you're doing right now. Because what I'm about to tell you in the next few seconds could completely change the way you see your cat. Forever, most owners think they know why it happened. They're wrong. And that mistake, it's silently destroying the bond between you and your cat every single day. Welcome to our place, the channel that helps you actually understand what your cat is trying to tell you. If you're new here, subscribe right now. You don't want to miss what's coming next. Let's talk about what that bite is really telling you. One, you were petting them and they snapped. Picture this. You're sitting on the couch. Your cat is right there next to you, completely relaxed. You're scratching under their chin. Their eyes are half closed, purring softly. Everything feels perfect. And then, without any warning, they turn and sink their teeth into your hand. You pull back. You're confused, maybe a little hurt. And the thought that crosses your mind is, what did I do wrong? Here's what most people never find out. Your cat didn't snap out of nowhere. Your cat had been asking you to stop for a while. You just didn't know how to read the question. Cats have something researchers call petting, induced overstimulation. It sounds complicated, but the concept is simple. Physical contact, no matter how gentle, stimulates your cat's nervous system. And just like any system, there's a limit. The moment that limit is crossed, the brain doesn't process it as pleasant touch anymore. It registers it as an intrusion. A study from the Journal of Feline Medicine and Surgery found that cats in relaxed, familiar environments still displayed significant pre-bite behavioral signals during petting sessions. The problem is that those signals are incredibly easy to misread. What does overstimulation actually look like? Before the bite, the cat's purring stops. Their muscles shift from soft to slightly stiff. Their tail, which was resting still, begins to twitch at the very tip. Some cats will flick their ears back briefly. Some will turn their head towards your hand, not to nuzzle into it, but to watch it. Their pupils might dilate slightly. Their whiskers might pull forward. They whisper it. And when the whispers get ignored long enough, the bite is the only option left. The solution is not complicated, but it requires you to change a habit. During any petting session, watch for the first sign that their body is shifting. It could be as small as a single twitch of the tail tip or skin that ripples along their back. The moment you notice it, stop. Let them decide what happens next. If they push their head back toward you, keep going. If they don't, the session is over. What most people don't realize is that ending early actually builds more trust than pushing through. Your cat learns that you listen, that you pay attention, that their signals mean something to you. And a cat that trusts your attention is a cat that never needs to escalate to a bite. But here's the thing. Not every bite during physical contact is about overstimulation. There's one type of bite that looks almost identical, but the reason behind it is something most owners would never think to check. I'll tell you exactly what it is in a few minutes. Stay with me. 2, they think your hand is prey. Why does your cat attack your fingers? When you're playing with them, why did they chase your hand under the blanket like it's a mouse? And more importantly, when did it stop being cute and start actually hurting? Here's what nobody tells you about how cats learn. Every interaction you have with a kitten is training. Even the ones you don't think of as training. When you wiggled your fingers at an 8-week-old kitten and laughed when they pounced on your hand, you were teaching them something. You were teaching them that human skin is a valid target, the science behind. This is connected to the predatory motor sequence, a chain of instinctive behaviors that cats inherited from their wild ancestors. It goes like stalk, crouch, pounce, grab, bite. Domestication didn't erase that sequence. It just softened the circumstances under which it gets triggered. In a paper published in the journal Applied Animal Behavior Science, researchers demonstrated that cats who regularly engaged in hand play during early development showed statistically higher rates of biting behavior during non-play interactions as adults. A hand didn't just become a toy, it became a prey object. And prey objects trigger the entire predatory sequence automatically, even when that's not what you intended at all. Now, here's where most owners make it worse. When the cat bites their hand, they pull away fast. Maybe they yelp, maybe they shake their fingers. And from the cat's perspective, that's the most exciting thing that's happened all day. Movement, reaction, escape attempt. The prey is alive. Chase it. You're not correcting the behavior. You're rewarding it. The shift takes consistency, but it's straightforward. Remove your hands from the equation entirely. During play sessions, use a wand toy, use a kicker toy, use a ball. Put distance between your skin and their drive, if they redirect toward your hand anyway. Don't pull back. Freeze. A target that stops moving, stops being interesting. Hold completely still. Look away, don't engage. Within a few seconds, most cats disengage. Done consistently over 2 to 4 weeks. This rewires the association. Your hand stops being part of the hunt. It becomes something neutral. Just a thing that throws the toy. But keep this in mind. If your adult cat is suddenly biting during play, when they never did before, and nothing about the play has changed, that's a different signal entirely, and it connects directly to something I'm going to explain next. Something that is almost always missed until it's too late. Something in their body hurts. This is the one that changes everything. When owners finally understand it. Because before they do, most of them spend weeks, sometimes months, frustrated at a cat who is actually suffering. Here's the reality of how cats handle pain. They don't show it the way we do. They don't limp around dramatically or cry out every time something hurts. In the wild, showing weakness invites attack. So across millions of years of evolution, cats developed the ability to mask physical discomfort almost completely. They eat, they groom, they curl up in their favorite spot. Everything looks completely normal until you touch the wrong spot. The Journal of Feline Medicine and Surgery has documented extensively that pain-related aggression is one of the most commonly misidentified behavioral problems in cats. The bite gets labeled as attitude, as the cat being moody, as bad behavior, when the real cause is that the cat is protecting an injury that no one knew existed. What are the conditions most likely to cause this? Arthritis is at the top of the list. Feline osteoarthritis often develops silently, especially in older cats. And the first sign isn't stiffness or limping. The first sign is that when someone puts pressure on the hip, the lower back to shoulders, the cat bites. Dental disease is another one. Cats don't open their mouths and show you a resorptive lesion or an infected tooth root, but run your hand along the side of their jaw or accidentally touch their face during petting, and the reaction can be immediate and sharp. There are 3 signals that should send you to the vet without waiting. First, the biting behavior is new. A cat that has never bitten before, suddenly biting, is a medical flag. Full stop. Second, the biting only happens when you touch a specific area of their body. That's not attitude. That's a location marker for where the pain is. Third, your cat flinches, leans away, or changes their posture when you approach an area that they used to enjoy being touched. Don't punish a cat for a pain response. Don't train around it. Find the source, because sometimes a single unexpected bite is the only warning your cat will give you before a condition that could have been treated becomes something much harder to manage. 4, they're terrified and you can't see it. Has your cat ever bitten you or scratched someone and it felt completely unprovoked? No hiss, no warning. Just an instant. Explosive reaction that seemed to come from nowhere. That wasn't aggression. That was panic. And the distinction between the two is one of the most important things any cat owner can understand, because how you respond to each is completely opposite. An aggressive bite is calculated. It follows a warning. Ears flat, dilated, pupils hiss, growl, swat. A fear bite skips all of that. It goes straight to the bite because the cat's brain has already bypassed the warning system entirely when a cat enters what behavior is called the sympathetic arousal state, what most people call fight or flight. Rational processing stops. The brain reverts to pure survival mode. And in that state, the cat is not making a decision. They are reacting to a perceived threat with the only physical tools they have, their teeth and claws. Research published in the Journal of Veterinary Behavior found that fear was the primary underlying cause in a significant proportion of cat bites, including bites directed at familiar owners in familiar environments. The cat isn't broken, they're overwhelmed. What overwhelms them? The list is longer than most people expect. Sudden, loud sounds. A door slamming, a dog barking. A child screaming nearby. Unexpected physical contact from behind. Being cornered. Even accidentally, even by someone they love. Unfamiliar people moving quickly toward them. A stranger reaching down to pet them. A change in your energy during a stressful moment. Any of these can flip the switch. What does it look like right before it happens? Watch for a body that seems to compress. The cat dropping low, making themselves as small as possible. Ears flattened completely against the head. Tail puffed or wrapped tight around the body. Eyes that go wide with fully dilated pupils. A mouth that opens slightly in a silent hiss. These aren't signs of a bad cat. These are signs of a cat that has run out of options and is about to create distance. The only way they know how. What you must not do. Chase them? Corner them? Try to comfort them by restraining them? or picking them up. That last one is critical. It feels like care. But to a cat in that state, it's capture. It makes everything worse. What you should do is give them a way out. Create space. Don't follow. Let them move to wherever makes them feel hidden. Under a bed, into a closet, behind a couch. Once the nervous system settles, they will come back. They always do. And when they do, they need calm. Not a conversation about what just happened. Fear bites are not a personality flaw. They're a signal. And if your cat is fear biting with any regularity, that's your cue to look at what in their environment is keeping their nervous system permanently on edge yet. Because no cat should have to live like that. But here's what I want you to hold on to before we reach the final point. Everything we've talked about so far is a bite that communicates distress. Overstimulation, misdirected prey, drive, pain, fear. But there is one more type of bite, and it communicates something else entirely. Something you are going to want to know. 5. It was actually a love bite. At the very beginning of this video, I told you there is one type of bite. That is the complete opposite of everything else on this list. This is it. And I want you to think about a specific moment. Before I explain it, your cat is lying next to you, completely relaxed, purring softly. You might be watching something, reading something. Just sitting, they shift towards you. Rest their chin on your arm. And then very gently, almost experimentally, they take the edge of your finger or your knuckle between their teeth. Not hard, not breaking skin, just holding it there. Or they give a few slow, deliberate little nibbles along your hand. Soft, rhythmic, like they're not quite sure why they're doing it, but they can't help themselves. That is not aggression. That is not overstimulation. That is not a warning. That is your cat telling you that you are safe, that you are theirs. The behavior has a specific origin. It's called allogrooming, social grooming between members of the same group. And in felines, gentle mouthing and nibbling is part of how bonded individuals maintain closeness. Kittens do it constantly with their mothers and litter mates. It's tactile communication that says, I am comfortable enough with you to make contact, with no ulterior motive. No hunt, no warning, just contact. When your adult cat does this to you, they are not confusing you for another cat. They are including you in their social group. In the most fundamental way, they know you are not just a provider of food and shelter. In this moment, you are family colony, the same category as the beings they trust most in the world. Feline behavior researchers have studied these low-intensity mouthing behaviors and distinguished them clearly from play, biting, and warning behaviors based on accompanying body language. In love bites, every other physical signal in the cat's body is at rest. The tail hangs naturally or curls gently. The muscles are loose. The eyes are soft, half closed, almost sleepy. The ears are forward or slightly relaxed. There is no tension anywhere. It is pure, unperformed relaxation. The biggest mistake you can make when this happens is to recoil, to push their head away. Because from your cat's perspective, They just offered you something incredibly vulnerable, and you rejected it. They won't understand the rejection intellectually, but they'll feel it. And over time, those moments of offered closeness become fewer because they've learned that reaching out that way doesn't feel safe. So the next time, your cat gently takes your finger in their mouth and just holds it there. Be still, let it happen. Keep your breathing even. Don't make a big deal of it in either direction. Just be present in it. Because what is happening in that moment is that your cat, in their own language, is telling you exactly what you mean to them. And after everything we've covered today, the overstimulation, the misdirected prey drive the hidden pain, the fear response, knowing that this is possible, knowing that the same teeth that can signal distress can also be used to say, "You are my person." That changes how you see the whole picture. Every bite has a reason. Every reason has a language. And now you speak it. If this video helped you understand your cat in a way you didn't before, subscribe to us. We go this deep every single time. Leave a comment below telling me which of these 5 surprised you the most. And if you have a cat in your life who's shown any of these behaviors, share this with someone who loves them. Because understanding your cat isn't just about preventing bites. It's about building something with them that most people never get to have.